My mom interrupted, so I had to end the video, but I'm restarting it again, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing here. We're talking about cultural appropriation now. My opinion on cultural appropriation is that it is sometimes vague and kind of depends on who you are and who you ask. But at the end of the day, I don't think I am an authority on it at all, because I am not a person of color. However, I do think that it exists at the very least. Like, you can't deny that it's not, or that it is a thing, you know? It is a thing, it's not just made up. And, I think that the line between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation is especially vague, but that, like, we can all agree that, just like a white person mocking a different culture is obviously bad. Like, we can all agree that that's disrespectful. If they're making fun of somebody and not appreciating their culture at all, that seems pretty obviously like a bad thing. And when I say a white person mocking another culture, that's just me using the most obvious example. Like, I think anyone can culturally appropriate. But obviously white people have had the most power historically speaking, so I think it's like probably more bad when they do it, but not by a lot. Like, I think hypothetically, it's still definitely bad no matter who does it. Like, I think everyone is capable of racism. Literally, I even think black people can be racist against white people in the most obvious, like, unorthodox example, because that's happened to me before. I don't think it's more common than, like, the reverse of white people being racist against black people, or white people being racist against any other minority. However, I'm just saying, it is definitely possible for anyone of any race to be racist against anybody else of any race. If anybody has any criticisms of my assessment of racism and cultural appropriation and things of that nature, do leave a comment and I will hear you out. I might not agree, but I will hear you out at the very least. Especially if you're a person of color. Or if you have people close to you who are people of color. Like, I mean really close, not just casual acquaintances, but people who you can actually discuss race with. If they have expressed any opinions that changed your perspective, or that you think would change my perspective, then I would like to hear them, But I doubt that you could convince me that, like, not everyone, or that not every race can be racist. Like, I'm pretty sure pretty much every race can be racist. I doubt that my mind could be changed on that. I once was watching a YouTube video. It was like a bread tuber. If you guys don't know, bread tubers are a lot. They're like they're a kind of genre of, like, leftist YouTuber who talks about philosophy, especially like leftist philosophy and stuff like that. And I forget which YouTuber it was, but they were talking about this black woman who said that she doesn't trust any white person. Like, she flat out distrusts all. Or wait, did I say black person? She was black, but she doesn't trust any white person. That's what I meant to say. If that's what I said, then yeah. So and the bread tuber who made this video was like, respectful of her opinion. Like, they were like, yeah, I can't argue with that, you know, if you're white and she's black, like, it kind of makes sense for her to be mistrustful of you. And that might kind of hurt your white sensitivity, because white people are sensitive as fuck. Like, white sensitivity is real. But yeah, they were defending her, and I personally don't know if I agree with that. Like, I agree that pretty much, like, the vast majority of white people don't understand the black experience. Probably none of them truly do, because they're fucking white, you know? But I think that a lot of them are very sympathetic, and not like the majority per se. I don't know if I can speak about what the majority of white people is like, or what the majority of any person is like. Like, it's kind of hard to make statements like that, or to be certain about it. But anyway, I feel that many white people are truly capable of being trustworthy people. Maybe I'm just too sensitive, and it's not like her feelings affect my life. Like, I don't have to deal with her mistrusting me, and it's not like she said that she treats white people badly, you know? Maybe she treats them the same as anybody else, except that she won't be best friends with them or something like that. But I don't know if I think that that's cool, you know? Still, it's not a big deal or anything. She's just one person, and she doesn't affect my life, but if she did, I would probably be kind of sad to know her, you know? Like, I want people of color to trust me. I want to gain their trust. I don't want it just, like, you know, for free, for no reason, but I want them to try to give me the benefit of the doubt, and when I get things wrong or anything, like, if they find anything about my opinions or my behavior to be less than respectful, then I would want to hear them out and try to improve, you know? I want to earn the trust of people of color, and not to just be given it for free. But yeah, like, I still want it. Like, I think it's something very valuable and precious, because obviously, like, they do have a reason to be mistrustful of white people. But, like, you know, I, as a queer person, don't inherently mistrust straight or cisgender people. Like, I have straight and cisgender friends that are really kind, and they don't always completely understand my experience right away, but they're usually, pretty much all of them are respectful of it, and they call me by what I want to be called, as long as I communicate it effectively. To be fair, I do not always communicate my preferences in real life, and that's my bad. But, you know, when I do, my close friends are really good about it, and therefore, I feel that, you know, that goes to show that people outside of minority groups have the capacity to be really decent people. But that's just my opinion. We're now moving on to the word expectancy. Yeah, I'm probably gonna title this video like Sewing ASMR plus typing and talking, because there's a good bit of that. It might even be the majority of this video, so yeah, it might be the majority of the content of this video, like the breadth of it. Is that the right usage of that word? I don't know. Now I have that Vine, I'm an adult virgin. It's with the Ghostbusters theme song in the background. You know, for a while, I'd probably heard of the Ghostbusters theme before, but I hadn't heard it very much, so I didn't instantly recognize it, and therefore, when I finally did hear the Ghostbusters theme song after I had been well acquainted with that Vine, I was like, oh my god, that's where it comes from. It's the Adult Virgin song. But it's the fucking Ghostbusters came first, so it's just kind of funny that I associate it almost more strongly with that Vine than with its original origin. Wow, great word choice there, but whatever. Do you ever randomly pucker your mouth when you're focusing? Like, some people stick out their tongue when they're focusing, like that. But I pucker my mouth. I go like... I notice a lot of things that other people probably don't notice about themselves. Like, I'm very aware of my accent, for example. Most people don't think about their accent. In fact, a lot of people aren't even aware that they have any kind of thick accent. Like, I've met people who have, like my friend, my childhood best friend Elijah, he has a very thick southern accent. Like, it's very pronounced, and it's quite cute. But he denies having one, even though it's, like, super, super thick. But some people just aren't aware of the way they talk or the way they act. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think obsessing over it isn't very important. I don't think it's terribly bad either. Like, I don't think it makes you narcissistic or anything, but, you know, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Now time to thread the needle again. Often when I'm like, what am I saying? Oh yeah, often when I'm like painting or writing something, like words, I get so nervous that I'm gonna misspell it that I have to look up the most basic words like expectancy. I had to look up how to spell expectancy when I knew how to spell it, but I just I got so scared that I would fuck it up permanently and because it's painted on, like you can't reverse that, you can't erase that, so I had to look it up just to make sure. It's kind of like how I've seen memes of people who use calculators to do basic math, like basic addition or multiplication, because they're just so afraid that they're gonna fuck it up, like they don't trust their own brains. It's like that. Sorry, I had to grab my charger. Are you an adult virgin viewer at home? Pardon me, my binder is it's kind of restricting me a little bit. I must adjust. This binder isn't super great, so sometimes certain garments don't really hide the fucking tits very well. Please ignore. Pretend I don't have them. That's why I'm wearing this jacket, even though it's hot as fuck. Like I'm wearing long sleeves under a leather jacket. I'm sweating so much. This hurts. Silas, you're not binding safely. We're gonna cancel you for being an unsafe trans person. Even though literally everybody does it, unfortunately. Pay for my top surgery, you bastards. How about that? My friend literally just forgot their own age because I called them sexy, and then they jokingly said, "No, you can't call me that, I'm underaged." Like, as a joke, And I was like, dude, I'm the one who's underaged. You're 21. So that's funny. They just said they're 76. What a little goofball. I hope you're enjoying the video, friendo. Hope it's not boring or anything. I make videos when I'm bored, so it's kind of ironic when they turn out boring for the people at home. I wonder how long this video is going to turn out to be. I bet it's going to be over an hour. Oh my god, it's already 3:30. I got up at, actually, I got up kind of late today. I got up at like 11:30. When did you get up, tiny friendo? It can be a little bit depressing if I wake up and it's already the afternoon, because then I don't get very many hours of sunlight. The human mind prefers to be out in the daytime. It needs sunlight. Like, it affects your mood and your ability to sleep and stuff like that. So if your sleep schedule is fucked up, you know, it can kind of depress you, and I feel like that happens to me sometimes. So make sure you sleep at a appropriate time. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking murder you if you don't. It's most important that you just get enough sleep, like, that's the bottom line. But even then, you know, you can get away with having a little bit less than enough sleep. I certainly often don't get enough, but, you know, whatever. I definitely got enough last night, though. Yeah, I got about 9 hours. That's pretty good. A teenager usually needs about 10 or so, like 9 to 10, around that much. So I got pretty much the appropriate amount. I bet you didn't know that teenagers need more sleep than people of other ages. They do. They need more sleep than adults. Adults need like 6 to 8, but teens need more like 9 to 10. Because we be growing, you know? We be pubescent. We be growing little boys and girls and non-binary squirrels. Yeah. Now I have the Ghostbusters theme in my head, aka the Adult Virgin song. But that's a lot better than the Family Guy theme. Now the Family Guy song is stuck in my head. Get out of my brain. Let's go back to a different song. Come on, come on. What's a song that I've listened to more recently? Those are easy to play on the Brain radio. Or more like a Brain record player. Kind of a mix between both, because you can kind of pick what you're listening to, but not completely. Sometimes if you just let it go, it'll autoplay different stuff. Let me try to listen to a song by Lemon Demon. I recently listened to Cabinet Man by Lemon Demon. Let's see if we can play that. I've only heard it a few times, but I don't know, maybe. I can't listen to that one, but I am playing Reaganomics, so that's good. Another Lemon Demon song. I'm not a huge Lemon Demon fan, but I like a few of his songs. The friend I'm talking to, they're from Quebec, and they speak French in addition to English. I think that speaking multiple languages is the ultimate flex. It really shows coolness and radness. I tried to learn Russian from Duolingo, but I kind of got bored of it, so I don't do that anymore, even though I do think that Duolingo is like a very ADHD friendly type learning environment. Like the way you interact with it, just the aesthetic of it and everything, it's very relaxing and rewarding and cute and like not too hard, but at the end of the day, if you can't motivate yourself to practice it regularly, then you don't really absorb the information. But there is one word, well, there's several words that I remember, but my favorite Russian word that I learned from Duolingo is velocipede, which means bicycle, and velocipede. And I just think that's a really cool word, you know? Pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right, or at least close to right, you know? I really do like the Russian language. I find it very sexy, and I find Russian accents sexy. After I finish recording, I'm probably gonna listen to Cabinet Man by Lemon Demon again, because that song is growing on me. I didn't really like it at first when I listened to it, but now I'm starting to really like it. It's catchy. I just listened to it yesterday for like the second time, and I really enjoyed it. I can't deny Lemon Demon is a very talented guy. Like, the quality of his songs and the uniqueness of them, yet like familiarity. Like, they have that quality of being distinct, yet also familiar and very catchy and pop friendly. But in a, you know, not in a cheap commercial way, but just in a very a very, like, well put together sound, you know. It feels like genuine effort and inspiration went into it, and it's very groovy. I really like Reaganomics. I think that's my favorite Lemon Demon song that I've heard. But perhaps Cabinet Man will surpass that. We shall see. Only time will tell. I kinda have to pee now. I think I'm gonna stop the video and I'll just pick up where I left off, because we're already experiencing several interruptions, several spots where I'll have to edit this together like a Frankenstein's video. But yeah, we'll just do that again. But first I'm gonna wait for it to reach exactly 40 minutes, because I like it. It's satisfying. So we have to wait about 30 seconds. Bleep bloop, squeep squoop. How's your day been? Mine's been crispy and zesty, which means good. Almost there, 10 seconds left. My mouse is on the stop recording button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.